Chat we go. It's Moxy versus Tempo in a best of 5 on a beautiful day we like to call Showmatch Day, which, you know, has been basically every single stream, but the 9 to 5-a-thon has slightly changed it. We're turning 32 on this beautiful Showmatch Day as Moxy will play against Tempo. Our last match we have lined up for Showmatch Day is going to be Diaz versus the Doctor. Diaz versus Dr. Known over on EU servers. We are trying to get as many, you know, special mini games as we could while people were here. And so what did I do? I got Diaz, who is not in FIFA E, to play Dr. Known on EU servers. Hey, give me a break. But right now we're watching Moxy Tempo. Now, if you haven't seen Tempo before, there's a good chance that if you haven't been paying attention to Salt Mine, you'd be like, wait, what is this guy in the Dominus with the backwards hat? And the answer is somebody who has been doing a really good job of improving here at 1v1 as of late, and has shown as a top contender in the Salt Mine.
Bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't.
Thank you, Eminem. I couldn't agree more. Your point about how Tempo really probably made his first, you know, jump onto my radar in terms of Salt Mine was when he almost eliminated Moxy in the day 1. You know, the day 1 of Salt Mine was sweaty. There's at least 1 or 2 matches that could lead to an early elimination because it's only single elimination. You don't get a second chance. Now, I think with second chances, all the top dogs would make it through, like Moxy. But Moxy, I think I heard I had to reverse sweep Tempo in order to make it through one of the day 1s, which is certainly a bit scary for a guy like Moxy. And then Tempo went on to prove that, you know, he was probably just misseeded or whatever. It's probably one of the toughest matchups because Tempo did eventually qualify for the Salt Mine. And the Salt Mine top 8, the main event is coming in a few weeks, proved to be one of the better players. Oh, Moxy just launched himself off the ramp and not towards the ball like he thought he was going to. He thought he'd be able to go in and out, but single jumping right when he got on the curve caused his jump to go away from the ball. Moxy, double jump bump. It'll be a demo as he gets his third. Tries to prevent Tempo from taking an early lead. Oh, I forgot. We know we did awards for the November Moments of the Month. I completely forgot Silent, or I guess it wasn't, it was KJ. The KJ debacle. That definitely should have been on there. I don't think anybody remembered to mention it either. That was definitely one of the more interesting, entertaining moments of the November 9 to 5-a-thon. Tempo tried the full field psycho. It's not going to work. Now sending to the backboard and his double denied. Dr. Known versus FIFA E player. Right now, ooh, what a save. Moxy keeping the top left placement out of the net. Not good enough. What's in store for the December 9 to 5-a-thon? If we're able to make it to next week, we're thinking 2v2 King of the Hill. 2v2 King of the Hill could maybe get a bit spicy. There's also Salt Mine Finals as a part of December 9 to 5-a-thon, assuming the 9 to 5-a-thon continues. I don't know if Johnny's going to need help streaming those games or if he's trying to do all of them. He has 3 days scheduled, so certainly he could maybe do all 3 himself, or like all the matches himself. It's a good amount of matches, but if he spreads it out over 3 days. He hasn't said anything about needing help, but something tells me he wouldn't be too worried in case he does need my help. I feel like I am pretty clearly stuck here during the 9 to 5-a-thon. But either way, we'll be watch partying it and or helping stream some of the games. Tempo not going for an air dribble bump, and it almost felt like it needed to be, because trying to take a straight air dribble or just 50ing was clearly not going to go in his favor, and he needed to somehow affect Moxy's path to the ball to make his save be a bit more awkward or his challenge a bit more awkward, but maybe Tempo felt like he couldn't get around it. Oh, what a flip and a double. Oh my goodness from Tempo. Kickoff win converted, and he does so in style. Soft first touch, he gets all the power from the reset. That ball is headed nowhere until he gets his wheels on the ball and launches it off with the flip. And then is able to follow it up for a double. He is up 2 with 1:30 left to go. Moxy has a way of locking in and just gritting his teeth and forcing his lead in the final moments when he knows his time is running out. He has had a way of doing it, and this is what I'm talking about. Air dribble bump attempt, but Tempo able to get around it. And now I think Tempo should try and hold on to this possession as long as he can. It is going to be a pogo shot using the full length of that Dominus. And it's interesting how consistent he is with him. That was not, you know, a bad play. Normally, pogo shot from midfield up 2 is a big mistake, but Tempo has such, you know, control over where he places those. As long as you put it top left, it's going to work out well. Now, the basketball dribble, as people are calling it. The ground double into long shot will make it 7-4. Tempo getting bumped off the kickoff. Doing well to hold power slide to not get thrown too far off, but it's all for naught as he does still get scored on. 44 seconds. And he needs to lock in to not allow what happened. I mean, we've seen a ton of Moxy games. Here on the 9 to 5-a-thon, we have seen Moxy go down because we did 2 weeks of King of the Hill, which Moxy won both of. And this is just a story that's been told 1,000 times before. Moxy looking like he's going to lose. You might lose a game. He's down 2, maybe even 3 goals. The clock is winding down. But once he starts to realize a loss may actually happen, it seems like he remembers what he does best, like that top left flick. And now a save on the goal line. Tempo is going to get... Oh, no, he didn't. He actually has a chance. No, he did. Okay. I was like, I thought it was just straight in. Look at that. Tie game. Again, Moxy does it like he always does. The game was never out of reach. And he's brought it back to tied with 20 seconds. R&R Jetly, thank you for the brand new tier 1. Contributing to pushing that timer up just a little bit more. Moxy. Ceiling reset, and now he has the 8-7 lead. He's got 11 seconds to spare. I'm sure there are people in chat who are considering him out of it. And here he is, now in the lead. And it's Tempo who needs a miracle to get overtime. Sap TG1, thank you for the brand new prime. 250s in a row for Tempo. You can get a ton of power off of Dominus flicks. He's tried to slow it down. It might have worked. The ball still towards the net, but no. Moxy gets the win. My goodness. I mean, we just seen it so many times. We've seen it 1,000 times in the King of the Hill. We'll see it 1,001st here at the beginning of this best of 5 against Tempo. Game number 2, Moxy and Tempo. Tempo has to do his best to not tilt out of this match now that I'm sure he's going to feel slightly robbed. This time, the reset pop of the ball is not going to lead to a goal. Certainly had a much tougher angle to try and score it. Tempo not really going to be able to get back to this one, so no meaningful shot to come from that. Oh my goodness, Moxy. It's so lethal. It's so lethal, and nobody can quite do it like him. Tempo is a guy who can certainly get flicks himself. Oh my, 109 from basically back behind the midfield line. Chat is typing easy, but it isn't. It is not easy, as proven by the fact that he's the only one out there doing it to this level. Moxy reset. Oh my goodness, he threatened multiple different shots on the way down before using the reset to dash. Tempo does manage to cover them and not get exposed on the low catch. Oh, that was a feels backflip for sure. I can't imagine Tempo wanted to completely stop his momentum when he's not even covering the net. Maybe he thought he was going to get faked for a second. I mean, that's the only explanation for why you'd want a backflip, if you thought Moxy was faking that shot, but I don't think so. Moxy clearly had enough space that it was worth just taking the shot and, you know, expecting not a miracle save. It's more likely that Tempo, in an attempt to get the perfect precision on some, you know, speed flip to the ball, happened to backflip. What was his first time message? I need to become pro like that? So true. Don't we all? Don't we all? You might as well put Moxy on salary. Do we need to just give Moxy a new position here at Feer Corporation? Good use of the reset early from Tempo before Moxy can get to the ceiling and get back down. Clearly, he is giving or working to the script that I told him. I said, hey, Moxy, man, you're winning so much. People are catching on. If you could get down 3 goals in every game from here on out, that'd be great. Yeah, it's totally fine if you come back and win them. That's not a problem. Tempo, nice little air roll to get a clean catch on the ball and create a flick out of a single jump height. Not a simple thing to do, but something that he's going to utilize to extend the lead. He's CFO? Yeah, he might be CFO. And now it's hard to watch Moxy games because it's like, okay, is his opponent cooking? Or is this just another inevitable loss? How many do you have to get? Look at this pre-flip shot. Oh, what a save. Tempo was indeed cooking. And he is playing well. Just to be clear, I'm mostly just joking. That was a very creative attempt there from Tempo, and yet somehow Moxy still got up to save it. Moxy, late use of the flip to try and send it over the top of Tempo. Tempo got a bump. And now another pre-flip flick. But Tempo hasn't been able to get those to stay low enough. He's done them a few times now when I've been watching him in show matches. And he actually consistently pops the ball up to the backboard. So I don't know if there's a way he could use them to, you know, go for some sort of outplay that he can then recover and score for the backboard double, but it's not effective in situations where he needs it to go in on the first shot attempts. I think because he just gets so deep underneath the ball, or maybe, you know, he's just been slightly off and he's yet to show us that he can score those consistently. Ooh, that, I think there was a chance to make a backwards play. I think was Tempo trying to backflip and he accidentally single jumped? I want to watch again. I feel like Tempo saw a chance to make a I'm not going to see it. Seemed like he could make a play, and then he just double jumped. Like, that's just nothing. And surely he knows that that's nothing. So I don't think that's what he was intending to do. Ground pinch from Moxy. Ooh, what a save. We watched it from Tempo POV. High up on the back wall. It can be tough to make a read like that. As Tempo, soft touch, slight fake. And look at this hesitation. This is the reason why he scores here. If we watch from Moxy POV, I think he slides across the net and would be able to save at full speed if Tempo took the first shot. Hard boost, make the save, cleared into the corner. Tempo gives a slight juke. That's enough to keep the defender guessing. slow down slightly in net, and then get it past him. Moxy. Little camera work to see Tempo hiding behind the ball. Ooh, what a shot. Talk about power slide cuts. Why do you need a power slide cut? Just power slide shoots. Moxy getting around that to launch a power shot top shelf and retie the game. Not the kind of flick you're going to need to get past Moxy. And I'm sure not the kind of flick that the Dominus main Tempo feels like he can like. I think he knows he can get a much better one. As Moxy dodges the demo, makes it 6-5. I think part of that comes down to the fact that Tempo didn't get power in his flick. I mean, if he gets power in his flick, it leads to being able to keep possession as well as standing a chance at scoring. Now, he just gets completely read by Moxy. 7-5. 44 seconds left to go. The positions where Moxy is down, feels like at any second he could bring it back. It's tough to say the same from a Tempo who was not able to hold on in the last game. But 37 seconds, and he just got himself as fast a goal as you could possibly hope for. So Tempo back into the corner. Hook shot from Moxy. Ooh, I thought he had it. And because the reason why ooh is because this is a counterattack too if he does get it. Flying across the net. If he sends that into the corner, Moxy, I mean, stayed somewhat low, but there's a good chance Tempo gets either an immediate goal or a really great possession on a low boost Moxy. If he just gets any pixel of his car on that ball. Tempo back the other way in a must-score scenario, hits the post. And all this time it takes to reset is interesting because it's too slow to really stand a chance in the game, but it's also too fast because he gets there before the boost respawns. So it was really just not in the cards. Moxy will tap it around him and win game number 2. McPoogle! Thank you for the gifted sub over to It's RCS2. I might have just accidentally come up with the Tempo washed, replacement. Let me just give you an example. I'm not finding the words for it. The Rawashed one is chat's absolute favorite. They love Rawashed. Unfortunately for them, Rawashed very rarely loses, so they don't get to use it very often. But I accidentally said Temp Blow, which I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that creation. Tempo not able to double. What is Moxy's? Surely Moxy has enough haters that people have thought of what to change his name to. Milksy? Mexy is not it's not brutal enough. He's Mexy. Mawkzy. Oh, nice flick from Tempo. Tempo is doing what he needs to do, which is early in the game, get a massive lead. Nice air roll to get the top of his car on that ball before flipping to launch it in. Flop ski. I don't think people have really thought of one. Now I think about it. Mid ski? Mid ski's better than mess ski, I think. More like not he. So you want to go with Moxy? More like not he. Chalksy? interesting. The best backflip flick you've seen by far. Oh, Moxy, forgot to save it. Okay, we really need to think of whatever it is for Moxy, because he's currently that right now. Bang! What a save! What is he doing? What a save ski. Tempo might be able to get this to net, yeah, before Moxy gets back. The 6-0 lead for Tempo in game 3. As soon as I said the word temp blow, he decided to never let it be something anyone could use. Literally, Moxy has not scored a goal since I accidentally called him temp blow. And, oh, what a bump! Wait, no way! He's 3 million IQ! Look at this play from Tempo! Falls to the ground, turtle, pops back up to bump Moxy. Or should I say chokeski, or should I say Mawkzy? Tempo up 7-0. Is it enough? Is it enough? Moxy has seemed inevitable. Wave dash shot. I mean, maybe Moxy will just forfeit. Brazilski. I lagged. Okay, it does seem like he should have saved that one, but I lagged. Go next. All right, he's down to go next. All right. 8-0. That's all you have to do. You have to not let him get a single goal. As long as you don't let Moxy score a single goal, you're fine. Game number 4. Moxy Tempo. Will Moxy ever score again? Is Tempo on track for the reverse sweep? These are all questions we have to ask ourselves as Tempo scores first once again. It's Chalkski. Or Chalksy. Chat seems to like Chalksy maybe the most. Moxy finally scoring. And let that be a lesson. Nobody scores on Moxy 10 times in a row. That was only 9. 8 from the previous game, and the first one in this one. Tempo was off tempo for that fake. Mods! Mods, get him. He did it. There's the one. We always know it happens. At least once per Tempo game. Oh my goodness. You know what else happens once per Tempo game? He shows Moxy how it's done. He said 111. No, please. 120. 120 is what the big dogs in the Dominus do. As Tempo deletes the ball into the top left. That thing went mock Jesus. Holy. That's a good way to put it. Oh my goodness. Tempo. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think my heart could handle another attempted flick like that one. So I'm glad he didn't go for it, but certainly that was not better. Is Moxy using the free Daichi wheels? Chat? I worked hard for those. Don't you hate it when you work hard for something? You buy it really early on when its value is very low and no one cares about it. And then it gets really, really, really expensive. You never sell. And then the government takes away trading. And then the government gives away your item to everyone for free. Oddly specific? Wait, you say it's oddly specific, but type 1 in chat if that's happened to you. Ooh! Tempo's trying to claim the top left. Moxy had, 135. Moxy has always been the king of the top left. Oh, Moxy gave it a little bit of help. I think that's why I got to 135. But still, that's a banger. Temp will make him say, oh, okay. I like it better than the tempo joke that we get every time. But I'm not sure if we'll allow it. Tempo gonna make it 4-2. Tempo make him say, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, wait, Nightbot is still running the command every 15 minutes. That got canceled. Or I shouldn't say canceled. It was rescheduled. Rescheduled. Surely, Epic will still allow us to run the sponsorship some other day. Spam this yeah bro to help out Tempo. So far, he doesn't seem like he needs any help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, temp. Are you saying like temp 0 or temp O? When you count, do you say O, 1, 2, 3? When you get to 10, do you say O? I don't get it. To be honest. You're living on a plane far above mine. $5-3 for this new version of Tempo that clearly has decided to go Saiyan. Super Saiyan. I don't know. I don't watch. Why did I try and say that? I don't watch Dragon Ball. He's morphed into a new version. His hair is glowing. It's yellow. Oh, look! Just watch the gameplay to know. You don't need to hear my words as I desperately try to understand Dragon Ball Z, which I've never watched. Tempo off the ceiling with the flick double over the top of Moxy. Moxy, oh, don't do that. Don't pinch it up to the ceiling. Don't pitch it up to the ceiling for this, man. You're asking to be scored on. Moxy able to save the first, but he got caught on the post. Ooh, the placement. It didn't need to be that good. It did not need to be that good. But it's going to be, as it's perfectly crossbar post down and in. Could never have happened on Octane Hitbox. He's broken him. He's broken him. The first person to break Moxy. Sure. I'll remember the time. It was like 1:37 or something. If he is coming back. He's back? Okay. Put some more time back on the clock. 1:35. I think we might have even gotten the same kickoff. Okay, Moxy just downloaded the hacks. He decided to turn back on the hacks. He can't do it without them, clearly. So he stepped away from the controller. Ooh, doesn't matter. Tempo's still hit. It does matter. Oh! I thought for a second he missed that. The side flip, I thought was maybe not in and get a post out, but he does follow it up. Haxy is here. Moxy does seem to, in these moments when the game is coming to an end, surprisingly, he seems to slow it down. He gets possessions, starts to go for really slow dribbles, double jump bumps, late flicks, stuff like that. And that's what ends up working out for him. See what he goes for here. I think he felt forced into an aerial as there was going to be no way to control that ball slowly with it rolling as fast as it was. Trying to collect it into a dribble is not going to be as easy as just hard power slide chipping it up into an air dribble. Tempo gets a slight bump on Moxy. That should lead to an 8th goal. We're going to go to game 5. Moxy's had enough. Welcome to game 5. What a game from Tempo. I mean, just an insane run in the past 2 games. And you know we're going game 5. Game 5. Tempo and Moxy. Had a feeling this one could be a banger, and Tempo has made it so by clutching up in the last 2 games. And remember, game number 1, he actually had the lead late as well. Had it kind of stolen from him. He's going to dodge a demo here and then land with the wave dash to catch the ball into a speedy flick. Perfect execution. And he's up 1-0. Moxy attempting to go top shelf with this flick. Gets denied by Tempo, who manages to save 50 boost. And now we'll get undercut and die. Low 50 from Moxy. Power slide cut around. And he still gets his goal. This is the Moxy attempting to lock in and make sure he wins the game. Man, that was... I'm surprised that 50 even made it over Moxy. It seemed like he positioned perfectly, but it only slightly went past him. He's able to cut around and get it. I also wonder if it ever hit ground there, because we've seen some pretty nutty 0-seconders like that, where someone manages to keep it from even hitting ground. Tempo, air dribble into 50. It's kind of stuff that just wasn't really working for him before, but he's been able to slowly break Moxy down. Last little bit of boost going to be used to send this to the side wall. Zap dash in the absence of boost from Tempo, and a double. Almost read it off Moxy's touch. High lob. Ooh, demo and a goal. Grinchski. Grinchski's going to tie it up to make it 2-2. Tempo, oh, tempo, oh, tempo, all the way. And then Jolmis. Temp go go. Jolmis in the chat if you love that. Brilliant song. Moxy is getting bumpy. Moxy's getting a little bumpy here in game number 5. Ooh, that was pretty nutty bit of control, but not with a ton of purpose. Tempo now landing on the side wall. You see him reversing back and forth, back and forth. Oh, that is diabolical from Moxy. This is a perfect way to counter someone hanging out on that side wall. Just launching it straight up in the air to get him to miss, and then following it up. Wave dash kickoff. Moxy's getting bumpy. He's getting bumpy. He's known to do this. Especially on kickoffs, Moxy loves his wave dash bump. (5-2). 3-goal lead. But we've seen some pretty insane sequences from Tempo as he's able to wave dash on a slight diagonal, holding power slide through the flip to be able to stay in line with the ball. But it leads to a shot that Moxy still saves. Wait, what was that from Tempo? Did Tempo get a reset there to launch that? Or he got like directly on top of the ball to put it towards the back wall and have a really fast follow-up. Tempo doubling. Kind of got panicked by the Moxy fake challenge. The Moxy fake challenge doubled as both a way to scare Tempo and a way to steal his boost. Tempo wants a demo. Ooh, didn't get it. He needed it. Will take a power shot. Did he bait Moxy in? Not enough to score. A minute 45. He's running out of time as he needs to get a possession here that looks scoreable. And there's Moxy. When it comes down to the wire, slowing the game down to a crawl. Again, a dribble. So safe as he just rolls it towards the net. Tempo wants a demo. Moxy jumping to clear around that. No boost for him, and it's actually not going to spawn in time for him either at the midfield. So all the way back to the corner. And again, Moxy bringing the game to a crawl. He wants it to be played at his low speed. I mean, Moxy can play fast, but he definitely seems more comfortable on offense when everybody chills out and allows him to just read the defenders. He's just a chill guy, you could say. Moxy ceiling pinch to bring it in front of the net. Tempo taking a trip out to the midfield. And Moxy just clearly is not worried about forcing any shot, taking the ball to the net, which would have happened for sure if it was a close game or if he was even behind. He's just going to roll it into his back corner, get possession after possession. Tempo can't make the read off the side wall or off the back wall, really. It's awkward for him, so Moxy just scoops in, says, I'll take it. I'll take it back to my half, and I'll continue to waste time as I double jump and dash behind the ball, waiting for your challenge. You have to challenge. You have no other choice. You're down 4. And now a couple bumps as he once again gains control, and he has done a good job. I've always talked about this. Moxy knows how to secure a win and just bleed the clock out when he needs to. Of course, now he's just going to give a free goal, but I think it's because he's decided he's already won with 8 seconds left to go. Not expecting 3 kickoffs to go in. Moxy gonna lob it up. GG's from Tempo, but he's still gonna make sure Moxy doesn't get one last goal. And it was GG's indeed. Moxy Tempo gonna go the way of the mock. I'm not sure if someone said something or not. Am I the only one who doesn't get to see chat? Oh yeah, I don't get to see it. Interesting. I wonder if they're typing GG to each other.